Uh-oh. Huh. Almost lost Sammy to the TV zone. Apparently. Oh, I know what's wrong. Okay. I think we're good. The neon light was on. I think I've told you about how that's makes the breaker flip, and I'm pretty sure that's what caused the video to flicker, because I thought my lights like flickered a bit. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Especially weird that like my video just dropped there. I'm like, no, it's because the neon sign's on, and I probably was about to flip a breaker, but I didn't. Anyway, gonna put you guys up there. I was about to take bets that Shadow Sammy was going to show up raving about P4. No, Shadow Sammy! How terrible. Sammy has no choice but to reconnect the wires on the outside of the house, risking her life for the bitter cold to save everyone. Also, hi, Kryze. How are you? He's just cosplay, just need some yellow contacts. Real. You're so sleepy. Yeah, isn't it really late over there? Or I guess really early. 2 a.m. Fuck yeah. Well, happy to see you here. Happy to have you around. The Eber is you. Oh, the Eber is you. Jeez. Be nice to yourself. Everything else is for my closet. Oh my god. Well, also a wig. Nah, I think they should get more metaphysical with the shadows. The shadows should like should look different than the person. They should be like the cognitions of people, right? Because I think that was a cool as fuck idea that like that Persona 5 had, where it's like the cognition of the person makes them completely different. I think that's what they should do. And to avoid too much chaos too, I'm gonna do the tarot card reading in the menu here. Just because again, like I said, I think we're gonna hit the ground running on this plot shit. Which, oh my god, finally! But I think we're just gonna hit the ground running. So, we'll see how this goes. How the hell I used to stay awake for 5 a.m. until your streams before? I don't know. I am old. Nah, I just think you're pretty. Tea. Now me, I'm old. Yeah, Winter's old. Sorry, Winter. Yeah, that's a compliment I'll give to Persona 4. I think the concept of having to face your shadow is very cool. And I think having the dungeon be personalized around the person is very cool. Except that also means you're not gonna like get most of the cast until significantly far into the game. Looking at you, Naoto. Even like the time it took to get like Rise took a long time. And it took us, I mean, I guess, to be fair, it took us a long time to get Haru, right? In Persona 5. But I feel like, well, maybe it's just because I feel like Persona 5 is paced better than Persona 4. Because you still unlocked them at about the rate of one person a dungeon? That's true, isn't it? Yeah, it would have been like one person a dungeon. And you only unlock Haru. Oh god, isn't it like into like August? August or September? Which is probably on par for Naruto. Okay. There's that boring filler dungeon though. Haru September, October. Oh Christ. Now you don't get her till late. Boring filler dungeon. Oh yeah, that's right. P4 did a random filler dungeon. Yeah, what the hell, P4? Maybe that's why I feel like Persona 5 isn't as bad, is because you are getting someone every dungeon. But Haru was still too late. Really, honestly, like Haru and Futaba felt late. And I'm gonna be honest. Also gave you Teddy as a party member and fucking randomly in Rise's dungeon. God, really could have. A lot of the Haru scenes got added. Yeah. Like, I feel like by the time we got to Kaneshiro, we should have had everybody. Like, you know, I think that would have been good. There's a lot of value in just letting the party exist together for a group of time. It's really nice, especially when you're trying to do like a dating game and you introduce like a couple romances really late. Like, well, sorry. You know, if you're already dating somebody but somebody that you like comes along better, your only options are to cheat on them. I think that's one of the things I like about Strikers, is because it's everybody. Yeah. No, you just did P1 then. God, if I have a way to play it. Legally. I have a legal way to play it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I do think Persona 4's concept of like the people having their dungeons is very cool. The only problem with that though is that you have to like slow the pace of the game down quite a lot. So while that's cool, I think it's maybe better to not do that. Even though like in P5, like Futaba's is the best dungeon, right? But also her dungeon's better than every dungeon done in Persona 4. And that's because you actually get to like learn more about the characters and stuff. Persona 4, you get a couple of random quips and lines, but like Futaba, you really got like the lowdown. You're kind of like uncovering the mystery of it, you know? Even if like in retrospect, some of what happened seemed a little weird. But I don't know. Maybe Persona 6 will do a better job, if it ever happens. Maybe they'll just keep milking that Persona cow, who knows. As for us, our tarot reading begins with our past, which is a King of Cups. Look at him. He's got a mug. What a guy. Where's this Cup King? Where is he? Where is he? Emotionally mature, advisor, deeply caring. Was that her past? Yeah, I guess last stream had some emotionally mature moments. It was cool to see Yosuke act like how he was acting in the first like 20 hours of the game, so that was kind of cool. Also, there's a lot of deeply caring, for sure. With all the stuff that happened to Nanako. A lot of empathy. Good stuff. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. Deeply caring, advisor, emotionally mature. Yeah, for sure. I would agree. It's cool to see Yosuke try to kill a bitch. A little bit, yeah, honestly. That's a Yosuke moment that's actually kind of like solid. Even though it's absolutely the wrong thing to do. It's interesting, I should say. It's an interesting moment. It's interesting that he's also specifically pushing against it, or he's the one pushing for it. As for our present, we have... Oh, look. A reverse 4 of cups. Emotional stability, reserve, familial. Well, we're getting the opposite of that. So it won't be emotionally stable, so something bad's gonna happen. It will not be reserved, and it will not be familial. So we're gonna get some fucked up shit happening. If I'm correct about my hunch that Adachi is in fact the killer, then this is perfect because it's the opposite of familiar, because he's not a real family even though he tries to act like it. And he's probably not emotionally stable or reserved if the mask finally cracks. If that's the case. I'm right. The future is... Oh, look. Got it. The 10 of Swords! Look at that. So many swords. Whoopsie. I just realized my swords cards are really Yonic. Huh. Checkmate, exhaustion, standoff. We've gotten this before quite a few times. We're gonna checkmate in the future, as in we're gonna finish the game, right? Or we're gonna beat the bad. We're gonna defeat the bad guy. And we're gonna be exhausted because we're gonna be at the fucking end of the game. So I think that makes sense. We got deeply caring, emotional stability. We have the opposite of emotionally stable for the present versus the past, which, you know, was a lot of us carrying. And then the present is going to be pretty tumultuous, but in the end, we're going to have checkpoint. We're going to have the end. We're going to be exhausted. Oh boy. Let's go. Shadow Sammy finished P4 with a 12-hour stream. Let's go! God. No, I don't think I could do that. I don't got a lot of juice in me tonight, I'll be honest. But, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm somewhat tempted to try to finish P4 before I play Persona 3. Somewhat tempted. Will Nanako be alright? What happened in Namatame's hospital ward? That started to fall. The fog that won't disappear. What lies from here on? You feel very tired. You should hurry and get some rest for today. Yippee! Yeah. Let's take a breather and see where things go. Oh, hi! Oh, yeah, Margaret, I should probably finish your Confidant at some point, shouldn't I?
Welcome.
Hey, Igor.
It's been quite some time.
Hey, buddy. You're been summoned to the Velvet Room.
Do not be alarmed. You are fast asleep in the real world. I have summoned you within your dreams. Now then, your journey has taken you quite a distance thus far. Do you believe you'll be able to successfully solve this mystery?
I can solve it. This isn't a question I can fail, right? I don't think so. I don't think so, that'd be weird.
Splendid. the precise destination of this vehicle, that too is getting rather hard to judge. If we continue driving blindly, we may end up leading you further away from the mystery that you must reach. Well, why don't we take a moment to look back on your journey?
Oh.
It was for that purpose that I summoned you here tonight. Margaret?
Voices you heard many times before echo in your mind?
I can't ignore that fact any longer. I need to face the truth head on.
Oh, okay, we're gonna have a little review. Man, maybe I should have tried to finish Margaret then. Oh well.
What's right? What you should choose to do in life. The answers to those things lie within you.
You gave me the opportunity to start walking.
We are experiencing the words engraved into your memory during your journey.
Failing to understand and failing to listen are rather different things.
Oh, so I'm getting Naruto's.
All right, let's go ahead and think.
And
this through as much
Yosuke's.
as we need.
Okay, so I haven't finished theirs.
If we leave any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to ourselves.
I'll think as hard as I can and try to help.
Come on, we've accomplished this much together, haven't we?
Right. Together.
And it seems you have comrades with you as well. Those heading in the same direction through this dense fog.
Oh. Car stopped moving.
We'll be parked for the moment while I confirm our current heading.
As I mentioned previously, this year will signal a great change in your life. Though there isn't much time left, it can be worth your while to take the time to stop and reflect.
People are like water flowing in a river. There is only one stream, but all who pass through it are affected differently. Some travel fast. Some change their course, experiencing countless events as they travel down the river of time.
Just so. The state of this room reflects the scenery of your heart. Perhaps this may be a time for contemplation rather than action.
Here's something in the distance. A doorbell. Seems that you've been sleeping until now. You hear the doorbell ringing. Someone must be at the door. Oh, wow.
Teddy's missing.
I don't care. We never see the shot of the entryway. This is brand new. Look at that.
I looked all over the neighborhood, but I couldn't find him anywhere. Yeah, me too. He was acting all weird lately.
Yay, Zaram. Look at you go.
Rise and the others are checking inside the TV to see if he's gone back to the other side. We're meeting pretty soon, so will you come with me to Jeunesse?
In case you decide to go look for him.
It's no use, man. We can't find him.
No luck for me either. I didn't sense anything over there. The fog's so dense it might be affecting my readings. I wish I could do better. I'm sorry.
Ted. Don't tell me he really went back to his world this time. We told him over and over that he could stay here.
Oh, hi, Zaram. How are you? Contemplation rather than action. That is what Igor said. Teddy missing a bad thing? God, no, I just wish he'd stay gone. I just don't care about him. Okay. So I hope, I don't know, this might matter? Maybe? I don't know. So better than SMP4. That's fair. Let's think about this.
I guess that's all we can do right now. He plays dumb a lot, but he's attached to us deep down. He wouldn't disappear without saying anything, right?
Not intentionally.
I'm worried for Teddy myself, but let's trust in him and await his return. Right now, we must concentrate on the case. It won't be long before Namatame is transferred to another location. We must hurry, or we will miss our only chance to get his perspective on this.
You know, I've been thinking about the case since, but something just doesn't seem right.
Let's quickly review the facts. Of all the victims, only 2 were killed, Miss Yamano the announcer and Saki-san. From the documents we found in the car, we know Namatame had some sort of dealings with them. After that, there were multiple attempted murders in which we were targeted. It was only when he took Nanako-chan that we caught him in the act, identifying his modus operandi in the process.
When I hear you put it like that, sounds like the dude's guilty.
As a result of Namatame's arrest, the police admitted that Mitsuo Kubo was a mere copycat killer.
Back up to yesterday. Remember when you said Namatame didn't have a motive to kill the announcer? That's what's bothering me.
Right. Either he's completely nuts, or we're misunderstanding something.
Or he never killed her.
You lost me.
She's trying to say that if Namatame is sane, then there may be facts in the case we don't know about yet.
Yes.
Sane or insane? Sounds like a play I saw before.
When he talks about saving people, what does that actually mean?
Because again, like I said before, it could refer to the fact that Namatame lost his... I think it was his... Was it his wife or was it his mistress, right? She got murdered. And he felt maybe partially responsible, felt aggrieved by it. And then Konashi died shortly thereafter because she appeared on the TV because the killer was targeting people on the TV. Was just going like, ooh, this'll be fun. Ooh, this'll be fun. And now he sees that she, who is kind of connected to the case, was targeted, and now 2 people have died, and he might feel responsible for that he has some relation to it. So he feels as though he might need to save future victims. All the other people, Yukiko, Kanji, Rise, Naoto, all these people that we've saved, could have actually been Namatame not even being involved with it. He could not have been throwing them into the TV, or he was tricked that throwing them into the TV would save them. I'm not necessarily sure that any of that's that's necessarily true. I think it's in my opinion, I think it's the killer was throwing people in the TV, and then we were saving them. And then Namatame was either manipulated to kidnap Nanako, or just kind of mentally broke. After so many disappearances and murders and so much time passed, he just sort of went insane. So then he wanted to save people from... save people from getting murdered, even though we're the ones that are actually saving people. Because if you recall correctly, too, we don't actually know for 100% certain if he was actually grabbing people. Right. Him having a delivery truck makes a lot of sense, and Nanako opening the door for him makes a lot of sense for Nanako, but we don't know if he kidnapped Yukiko, Rise, Kanji, and Naoto. We don't know if that was him. Could have been someone else. And he could have been manipulated into it, too. Because another detail, and this is something that is forgotten about a bit, is after we save Yukiko, we see the figure in the fog go what? They're confused why she didn't die. They could tell. And then when we save Kanji, they have another scene of them in the fog going right? And then the subsequent dungeons, I believe, we don't see them again. It's just empty fog on the street. like after Kanji, they switched up their strategy. Because I think that's exactly what they did. They wanted to try to find us and try to find out who was doing the saving. So they might have helped drive Namatame insane to sort of bait us and to take more people. Or, like I said, if it's Adachi, it's like Adachi slipping information to the case on us as he's trying to figure out who it is. He's trying to figure out if it's us. And there's several times where he lets information slip that we then use to find and save people. And then he tests it a couple more times, right? Kidnaps Risei, kidnaps Naoto. To just test it, to be like, oh, here's a little bit of factoid, and then they get saved, and he's like, that's who it is, right? It's all a test. It all makes sense, right? And again, Namatame could just be a pawn in all this, or he could just be a completely, like, third party. But that has been my opinion. That is Adachi making attempts, figuring us out, sussing us out, finding it, allowing Namatame to strike, or just Namatame striking, and then Adachi playing his cards. Yeah, Adachi is so helpful and supportive. We wouldn't have saved half of these people without him. Weird. Sus Amukas? Also, hi, Zoe. Yeah.
I don't think there's any
Still
doubt
my
that it
opinion.
includes kidnapping people and throwing them into the TV.
Could he mean saving them through death? He did call himself a savior and said that the other side is a wonderful world.
So they'll be saved if they die? What a bunch of crap! The bastard should have gone and saved himself. What do you think, Senpai?
There's something else.
If you think about it normally, it's gotta be him. But there ain't nothing normal about that world anyways.
Good point, Kanji.
There's something I've been wondering about for a while. When we first encountered him, he said, "You're the ones I saved. Don't worry, I'll save this girl too." So, if he saves people by killing them, did he save us too?
See, that's a really good point, Yukiko. That's a really good point. He already saved them. So, does that mean it's just throwing them in the TV because, I don't know, the serial killer's like, I'm gonna go to this person's house tonight and murder them. And he's like, I gotta kidnap them and throw them in the TV to save them. Right? Is that what it is? Are we undead?
Failed to save us?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
You raise a good point. If he thinks that salvation comes only through death, his words to us make no sense. And another thing, the Namatame who appeared on the Midnight Channel said he failed to save Nanako-chan.
Well, maybe he really was trying to save the victims by putting them inside the TV. Come on, don't get all quiet like that. You guys know I just say the first dumb thing that pops into my head.
Chie, you're smarter than you think.
Possibility that he truly intended to save us.
But he's still the one who threw in Saki-senpai in that announcer, right?
But we don't know that, Yosuke!
Sure, we haven't nailed down his motives, but that doesn't change the fact that he killed them.
But we don't know that!
Or what? You think someone else was involved? What makes you
Hi,
think
Larry.
so?
Of a culprit besides Namatame could be something that proves this possibility? Does this matter, chat? Is this a question that matters? That I can answer wrong? Please tell me yes or no. Don't explain it. Because my thought is, the copycat murderer is probably a no. I don't know how that would relate to anything. Misuzu's Haragi's alibi could potentially be it. Because if a Namatame had no way to actually reach her, that could be the case, but the excuse could just be like, oh, well, he could have hopped through the TV, right? He could have hopped through the TV, done something like that. Namatame's diary could maybe be related to it, because, like, he kept a diary that could have talked about it. But I'm not sure we have any confirmation within that either. So my thought is the warning letter, because those warning letters were kind of mysterious, and they seem to be addressed to us, not Nanako. And again, if Adachi knows who we are and where we live, it would make sense that he tries to threaten us. So I think I'm going to go with warning letter. I think, no, yeah. Hey, yo, pink-haired one. Hi, Tadao, how are you?
Warning letter? Oh yeah. Whatever happened to that thing?
Mm-hmm.
If Namatame's the killer, he must have been the one who wrote it, right?
You can
Let's
compare
review them.
You can compare it to his handwriting in the journal. It said, don't rescue anyone anymore. So many posts will be put in and killed. Yep. Sharkpedo is best Pokemon, agreed?
Yes, that's right.
Isn't that kind of odd? Would someone who thinks he's saving people by killing them write stuff like, don't rescue or kill?
Yeah, and the will be put in and killed part doesn't make sense either.
Yeah.
If the killer was writing it, wouldn't it be more like, I'll put in and kill?
Hey, could this mean...
Yeah. Namatame didn't write it.
Yeah.
Booyah. Fucking knew it.
It's almost like someone else wrote this letter.
Mm-hmm.
But only the killer would write such a letter and deliver it to Dojima-san's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
If someone else wrote it, that could only mean...
Yup.
Dear God. Since this is such an unusual case, I was absolutely convinced that other than the Kubo incident, there was one culprit.
So Namatame really was trying to save his victims?
Very Scooby-Doo.
Everything is exactly the opposite of what it first seemed. In Namatame's parlance, failing would have been the first two cases when the victims died.
Booyah.
If he had used his method twice and failed both times, he would hardly have continued using the TV. And yet he did. It all seems to suggest that someone else wrote this warning letter while observing the entire case.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else? Then...
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Namatame that killed Saki-senpai and the announcer?
Mm-hmm. God, I love being right.
We can't say for certain yet. We urgently need to speak with Namatame face to face.
Work together to take another step towards the truth. Judgment! Hell yeah.
How though? After what happened yesterday, they said they're gonna tighten security.
Yeah, man, damn, imagine if we killed the wrong guy. Exactly. It's like, that's what I mean. Is like, is Namatame guilty of kidnapping people? Maybe, but I don't think he killed anyone. I'm not sure he did. I think he could have been manipulated. I think he could have suffered just a mental break. Something like that. Like, there's a couple things that could have happened. I don't think he's the mastermind, though.
But there's no time to waste. Let's hurry to the hospital.
Hey, this place is off limits.
I'm a consultant with the police. I'd like a few words with Namatame-san. May I go in?
This is Unit 252, requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane. Huh? Ah, understood. I see. Well, you're on the list. I can give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him for security purposes. Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's been spouting nothing but gibberish.
I'd like him to accompany me as well. He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojima's stead.
Huh? Detective Dojima sent him? I wasn't informed of this.
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man himself. We have our hands full with the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild.
Yeah, probably.
Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too.
Yeah, where's Adachi?
This is Unit 252. Huh? I see.
Has something happened?
There's something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
Ah, well then, this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious.
It totally had Yosuke, like, drop a weird package.
I'll leave the rest to you.
Understood. Please be careful.
Hell yeah.
I knew they were undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly.
For real? They all show up?
There's nothing much inside that suspicious object. So he won't be gone long.
All right, and now's our chance to talk to Namatame.
A package wrapped with a reset doll? Yeah, I can see that.
Namatame-san, there's something we'd like to ask you. It's tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case. And to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are. But we are here to learn the truth. So please, answer our questions.
Gotta love Naoto being the main character.
Huh?
That he understands what you're saying. What should you ask him? Does this matter? I'm paranoid. Does this matter? I don't think so. Again, I think no. Okay. I think I'm gonna say who do you throw in first, because that would be telling on who he would have killed, right? Or not killed. Right? Who'd you throw in first? He points at Yukiko.
Me?
Beautiful! Just beautiful! Nods. Yeah, because he saw that she was gonna get targeted, so he went to go throw her in to stop her from getting murdered. Yeah. Saving, killing people. Shakes head.
No. If nobody saves them, they'll be killed.
Yep.
That's why I put them in there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, perfect.
They were killed. I couldn't save them.
Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far. After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death.
Yep. Not that hard to figure out, even.
Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi.
Yep, because he saw her appear in the Midnight Channel.
You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her.
Bingo.
And you repeated the process, as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel.
Mm-hmm. Nods.
It all falls into place.
Yep, so the real serial killer is just running around.
His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth.
Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying is true...
There's another killer who murdered the first 2 victims?
Mm-hmm.
Indulge us in a few more questions.
What has the mysterious fox been up to? Why did you enter the TV?
I didn't know. I never thought it would be that kind of place.
Makes sense. In case it was me. Oh, dark! Ugh.
I have no idea. I want to know that too.
Fair. Where are the warning letters?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, he doesn't know.
As I thought.
Yep. Yep.
You believe me? Did they find him? Did they find the one who did such cruel things? Mayumi.
Oh.
Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on you. We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say.
Only you?
We did blame you for everything at first. But now I think we can accept whatever you got to tell us as truth.
Please, tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly.
You're willing to listen? Do my story? All right. Soon after my affair with Mayumi became common knowledge, I returned to my parents' home, as if to run away from the scandal. And I started drinking heavily to drown my anxieties. I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either. Mayumi, where are you? She'd been disgraced on all the afternoon shows and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that. I lost the will and energy to do anything. Then, one day, the rumor I heard some time ago came back to me. Since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly in front of the TV and watched my own reflection. And all of a sudden, there was Mayumi.
I like the Dutch angle on this too. This is really fucking spooky.
Mayumi? Is that you? The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help. Mayumi? Mayumi!
They just like me, for real, for real.
When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her, my arm disappeared into the TV, as if I had dipped it into a pool of water. I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV. I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe I'd gone insane. In the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next day after finishing work. The next afternoon when I got to work, I was fired on the spot, as I expected. That wasn't what broke me, though.
It's when she died thereafter.
It was Mayumi, being found dead. And not just that, but it had happened in my hometown. I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remembered the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi? I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, but I decided to try it again, and I confirmed that none of it was a dream. So that image, was it something Mayumi showed me, calling for help?
That's a logical conclusion.
That's how I felt.
And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel.
I remembered that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre TV program. I'd heard about it before, but I thought it was just an urban legend. But then Mayumi appeared on it, and later turned up dead. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated. Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's questions. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death for myself. Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl. She looked like she was calling for help, just like Mayumi. The first thing that came into my mind was, maybe this girl will be the next to die.
And that was Saki-senpai.
Yep.
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body. And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did, so I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her.
I almost died. Hi, Viv. Jump scare. We are at a very tense moment in the game. So it scared the shit out of me. That was a quality jump scare. Go! Thank you, Viv, for the raid. I super duper appreciate it. How are you, buddy? How's it going? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sammy, or Zumi, or Zumi. You can call me any of the above. My stream is all about positivity, come vibes, be a safe place for everybody. I mostly play JRPGs. I've been getting through the Persona series. And I'm also trying to get through Baldur's Gate slowly, one piece at a time. I also play 14, Final Fantasy 14, you know, that one, the gay one. But thank you all for being here. I'll super duper appreciate it. How are you? What were you up to? What are you doing? Baldur's Gate is great. Baldur's Gate is great. It's just so long. But yes. Hello, Trinity. Hello, darling. Hello, hello, Violet. Hello, Crimson. And thank you for the follows, too. I'll super duper appreciate it. Very poggers. Watching you play the Oh, where are you in the MSQ? Spino, thank you so much for the follows. Super appreciate it. Absolutely fabulous tags. My name were fabulous, too. Welcome. He was listening to clown music in the way that was annoying. Nice! Hi, Xavier. Just finished Heaven's Word. Congratulations, you're about to get to the best X-Pack in the entire game. I am a Stormblood truther. Stormblood, baby! Best X-Pack. I'm still playing it in as long. That's fair. I mean, I feel like you're probably ahead of me, Dark. For real, for real. I'm sorry, Xavier. Tragic. I'll throttle Viv later. Oh, you're in Act 1, never mind. I just assume everyone's beaten the game compared to me. Yes, we're playing Spooky Scooby-Doo. Which, massive Persona 4 spoilers, if you guys care about that sort of thing. Massive Persona 4 spoilers. Like we're like at the reveal kind of thing. So I just want to BG3 myself. Nice. I like P5 more. Good, you should. I want to try P3 Reload. Same. I'm really excited for it. I really want to play it. Yeah, make no mistake. I am playing Persona 4. I would advise no one play Persona 4. Persona 5 is a great game, though. You should play that. And Reload's probably going to be pretty good, too. But I guess we'll find out in like a week. Sorry to anyone that likes Persona 4. I do not know the answer. I have not played Persona 3, so I am unsure. I don't know. But I'll probably play the original at some point too. What's the Mass Destruction in your free time? Fuck yeah, on it. Surviving robots, I've not had time to catch streams. That's okay. Glad to be here. I'm glad you're here too, Viv. I hope you're doing good. This game looks like a modern game. I love it when a game looks modern. That's one of my favorite games of all time. It means a lot to me. If you hate P3, to be honest, I'll just not watch because I can't actively handle criticism against it very well. Welcome to every Persona fan! Fair. Like, I understand having a game that means a lot to you and not being able to handle criticism to it well. I get it. That's kind of what I do here, though. I criticize things. That's like that's my whole thing, is I criticize and analyze. All right, have a good dinner. Make some for me, please. See ya, Viv. Thanks, buddy. I am very nice. But from everything I've been told, I've been told Persona 3 is the best one. I've been told it is the best one. That it has, like, the best story, and it's very chewy and very narrative, and, ooh, symbolism. You know, it's very good. And now that it's getting sort of the graphical boon, and sort of, I guess, the modern boon that Persona 5 is getting, it kind of had, or has, it's probably going to be even better, right? Favorite 5 spin-off? I haven't actually played any of them. I have Strikers. I just haven't played Strikers. I won't be playing the dancing game because it's weird. Even though I like dancing games. And I also literally can't play it. It's only on PS4, I'm pretty sure. And Persona... the new one, Tactica, looks really good, but I haven't had a chance to play it. Yeah, apparently Tactica's great, but I've been busy trying to get through Persona 4, which was a mistake. Nah, it's not a mistake. It's good because once I finish Reload, I'll be able to be like, all right, I've played Persona 5, 4, and Reload, and 3, right? I've played all these games, and I can accurately talk about all of them, and that'll be pretty great. Mario vs. Rabbids is basically that gameplay? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Then, little by little, her image on the screen came into sharper focus.
Also, speaking of Persona 4. Like I said, if you don't want spoilers, yeah, get out of here. I finally played all the Persona games, all 3 that exist. Correct! Reload is good enough for you want to try FMC? I really want to try FMC, I do, but like... there is no way for me to play Persona 1 and Persona 2 legally, so therefore I cannot. Because I would never admit to doing anything illegal on a channel that is, you know, broadcasted. Nor would I ever do something like that. Shin Megami Tensei? Yeah, SMT. As not your lawyer, good call. Oh yeah. Because the thing is, like, I'm gonna say, like, oh, I don't have a way to play P2 and P1. And somebody's gonna be like, well, you could just emulate it. And I'm like, regardless of my opinions on emulators, I cannot possibly do something like that because I cannot possibly, you know, say that on a public broadcasted channel on the internet that is saved later forever. Stuff is recorded. So, I'm not going to be doing that. Because that's illegal. The opening's interesting. Commit 100 war crimes. No! I'm going to make 100 red crosses to look like the Red Cross symbol. Ha ha ha! That's technically a war crime. Yeah, and the PlayStation 1 discs for Persona 1 and 2 are insane. They are so massively expensive, it's like impossible to acquire them. PSTV for streaming purposes. Yeah, no. I'm good. Like this is the this just exposes the problem with like a lot of modern video gaming is that there are so many video games that exist or have existed, and that are like not like you can't access them now. They're essentially lost media or semi-lost media because most people can't actually play them. Playthroughs might exist on websites or that there might be physical copies that still exist out there, but the average person cannot possibly acquire them, which is a problem. Anyway, Persona 4.
It became sharper?
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits and gave me a job with the family business. I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store.
Ah. Anyway, spoilers.
After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her and told her to be careful. But that same night, on the TV, she looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was writhing in pain.
I'm dying. Swallowed wrong.
That's why I warned her. Why won't she pick up the phone? Come on, please.
That's what we kind of see in the brief cutscene that we got originally, too.
The next day, they found her dead.
Last stream, Heckler.
I knew she was going to be murdered, but I couldn't save her. I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have done. There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work, not even my wife. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was. But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl. I was beside myself. I couldn't forgive myself for doing nothing.
You really did love Miss Yamano.
Yes, from the bottom of my heart. Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
I think I can kind of relate.
Oh. Reese is like, yeah.
It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election. She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine.
Also, hi, Ramirez.
We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her.
Namatame's biggest crime isn't kidnapping, it's cheating on his wife.
She gave meaning to my life. Soon after Saki-san was found dead, yet another girl appeared on TV. That was you. She'll be kidnapped next. And murdered. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something. My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, who'll save her then? The girl inside the TV looked as if she was smiling at me. And that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen to the other side. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her? What are you trying to tell me? That it's safe over there? Is that it? The girl inside the TV seemed to smile at me again, and I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than being slaughtered. Once things calmed down, I could just let her out again. If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her.
See, then the interesting thing is, how does he get out of the TV?
It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind. Could it be that Mayumi gave me that power to prevent any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people? But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably. It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, I'd just have to do it. Or so I thought. Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
So, since you thought people who appeared on the Midnight Channel would be killed, you kidnapped us in order to save us.
Mission? Give me a break! You never stopped and wondered about any of this?
I thought I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police, but they didn't believe me. I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck, and I could move around without suspicion. I thought my job as a delivery man would be the perfect cover for my mission. I thought no one else could do it. But are you telling me that I wasn't saving them?
I mean, yeah, like literally starting with Yukiko, they did stop dying. It makes perfect sense why he would think these things. Again, it seems like he was kind of manipulated, but like, it seems like he was kind of manipulated into certain facets of this, but like, it makes a lot of sense. OMG, finally, P4, the good part. We're finally at the good part. It only took us 105 hours. He only sees it from one side. He never got to see what happens if they don't get taken out of the TV. That's fair, because he never actually goes in. No, you got a point. He's just grabbing people and tossing them in. He's not actually going in. They kind of manipulate. That would explain the doll-like savior. Yeah, his persona shadow was a giant mechanical doll that looked kind of like Jesus, right? Kind of like a savior, but it was mechanical. It was a doll. It was all wind up, right? Like somebody was pulling the strings. Yeah, and then when he sees them walking around just fine later, or when it's reported that these people go missing, and then they return, and they're fine. You do all the work for him, and he thinks he's doing it himself, correct? He didn't know.
If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die.
Yep.
Beginning with Yukiko-san, the people you thought you had been saving were, in fact, in mortal peril. It was my friends here who really saved us all.
I had a feeling that was it.
And then he probably started figuring this out when, we beat him up.
When I went after that little girl and entered the TV myself, for the first time, I had some doubts about myself.
Yeah. Because he mentioned how he was terrified of the world.
Monoko-chan, correct?
Yeah.
The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her. But the TV world was completely different than I imagined. Such an abominable, grotesque place.
That explains the mental breakdown in the hospital. Explains his mental state when we find him in heaven, too. Because he thought all these people he was saving, he took them in this terrible place. He's clutching this, little girl, and, No, you just say, let go of her. In the nightmare world? No, not a chance, right? So of course he wouldn't do something like that.
I knew that the three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was.
And that's him literally just admitting, like, I didn't think this was a problem, because you guys turned up fine. Makes perfect sense.
I never knew. You couldn't even get out of that place on your own.
Yeah.
No. That's a cowardly way to put it. I'd probably already begun to realize that it was a dangerous place. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gone to see you all.
3. Rise Yukiko. Yeah, that's a good point. He said 3. You 3 that I threw in.
See us? Wait, are you talking about the concert we did at Junes?
Yes. I wanted to know why the ones I saved were all hanging out with each other, and how much you remembered. But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to say anything and ran home. I must have felt too guilty. But all the doubts and anxieties I'd been unconsciously suppressing exploded out when I entered the television myself.
Yeah, the shadows. Yeah, and his shadow.
I thought I was going insane. I probably did. And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed.
You really were trying to save people.
But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool. I always wanted to enter the world of politics and become useful to society. But after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power. I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed myself to be a hero.
Makes sense.
I never doubted what I saw on TV, and believed everything was as I wanted it to be. I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't protect them. I'm to blame for all of this.
I wish I could say, nah, I feel like the serial killer's probably the one at the core of this issue. What's done is done.
I suppose so. But the things I've done are too serious to be brushed aside like that. I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. I'm prepared to face the consequences. Kidnapping is already a serious crime. And on top of that, I put all those lives in danger. I'm sorry.
The Midnight Channel and the other world, you can hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly. We must apologize to you as well.
Naoto. I don't know. He said 3 of them. I'm assuming Naoto may be calling out or trying to get themselves kidnapped. That could have been the serial killer doing that. We don't know that.
Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have piled all the responsibility on you.
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people.
Yeah.
The more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths.
I'm such a joke. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired.
What are you all crammed in here for?
Hi, police man on duty.
My apologies. We'll be leaving now.
Wait. I beg you, please, find whoever's behind this. You children are the only ones who know about that world.
That's our plan.
It's all clear now. He never committed any murders. It was another party who threw the first 2 victims into the TV.
Mr. No Persona's really spilling his guts to you. Judgment!
Now get out of here! I told you, he's almost ready to be transported. We can't have anything else happen. Sheesh. I better not see you rascals here again.
You rascals! Now, it doesn't help that his entire story sounds like a fairy tale.
Nanako-chan
Nanako!
looks like she's in pain. She's fighting for dear life.
Mood change.
This was the last place we saw Teddy, right? He was so worried about her.
How can he flake out like this when we have to find the real killer?
The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the investigation from here on out. Let's revisit Saki-san and Miss Yamano's incidents and see if we can turn up fresh details.
Trying to see if there's a TV in this
But
room.
it's been over 6 months. Wouldn't the trail be cold by now?
I know, but we can't give up. We're the only ones who understand what's really going on. And you never know. People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it.
Right now, the most interesting part of P4 is also where the one where Teddy isn't around. And don't you love Yosuke, like, being a character and thinking and feeling and not saying slurs? It's great. I love it.
Let's split up and talk to people all over town tomorrow. We'll meet up in the evening to discuss our findings.
I hope we can find out something about Teddy, too.
I don't. Yeah, he's acting like pre-Kanji Yosuke. He is. He's literally acting like he was in like the first 20 hours. Which, like, thank God. They are the worst when they're able to play off each other. Plot dumbass syndrome. Ryuji suffered from it this too. Yeah, but Ryuji wasn't calling people slurs. I agree that Ryuji was made a fool a lot in P5. But like, Yosuke and Teddy are nightmares. They're like nightmares in this game. It's more than them just being ha 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 silly. And more like Teddy's like, I am a sexual predator. And it's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, and then Yosuke being the most homophobic that he possibly can at every turn. And then it's like, the plot happens. Oh, I am back to normal. the demon possessing me has left. Just like that. Yeah, compared to like Mona and Ryuji, like in Golden, like Teddy, they're worse than idiots. They're just bigoted. Yeah, Ryuji was never a bigot. He was just kind of thirsty and felt the need to assert his masculinity at a cat. Yeah, which is weird, but again, very different. It's no demons hate plot. Real. Just point out how wildly their characters swing when the plot needs it to. Yeah, no, I agree. Yep, that is fair. You are correct. I just feel the need to point out that, like, how Persona 5 and Persona 4 are so different. You know what I mean? And Yosuke has some moments that aren't great either, but they are a far cry from everything here. But yeah, no, I agree. It's just ridiculous how the characters just shift like this. Oh. Why is it all spooky? Why is everything spooky? About those murders. She's getting old, huh? Yeah, she pretty much already forgot. Do you remember something from that far back when, anyway? Country Judas staging an all-out attack on Inaba. Yeah, you're right. You know about the first murder. I wonder why that happened. Let's ask her and give as much information as can. I'll see you later. Kanji, talking to birds. This old guy earlier didn't even see me. What's with this fog and all? I just ignored me and walked off. I know it wasn't personal, but it kind of hurt. Damn fog, hurry up and go away. The killer's getting closer to you. There's the dog. She came and spoke to me. This is a once in a lifetime thing. I asked for her autograph and what type of guy she's into. Anyway, what do you want? I'm sure I can see how busy I am. I'm trying to put a little in my case. Ask you questions? Good, now go away. You're busy talking to Reset right now. That's my girlfriend! And Teddy too. I'm surprised how many people actually remember him. They're like, oh yeah, that guy in the bear suit from Junes. Nobody's seen him yesterday or today. I love so many different people. Where the heck could he have gone? I wonder if I can just like... Can I do other things? Apparently. Okay. I think my weapons are fine. I think they are. I'm paranoid. I should check now. I mean, I know we're gonna be going into a fight here. Oh, I don't need anything for Yosuke. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's better. No. The fickle madam. I'm not sure if I actually want to get rid of the Suzuka feather. I'll buy this just in case. I think this is the one that gives me all the like the crazy stuff, right? Yeah, rage low. Yeah, it still gives me the extra 50 SP, so that's like still worth it. Alright, that's got high enervate. Golden plate. Ooh. Suckdom. That's one of Marisa's moves. It was the scrotum on sale, and that was the suckdom. A raging bull. Well, those are the only characters I really use.
Sloppy.
Sloppy. Trendy, thank you so much for the follow. I super appreciate it. Hope you're having absolutely a fabulous day, because you made my day more fabulous. Love you so much. Welcome. Well, that sure was a lot of money, but I have a lot of money to spend, so whatevs. They forget so easily. Rumors hear they're from friends and you even remember for a long time. Why is that? Well, since the first instance, do you think we'll find anyone who still remembers them? I hope so. This has already been caught. It's on the newspaper. Namatame-san, right? I remember seeing him around from time to time. Horrible. It really does hurt me. I've never seen any other strange people, so I'm sure that he's the culprit. I should ask someone about this. Come quickly because of the fog. I used to have the girl chasing me around, but boring because I don't play soccer now. I don't want to interact with bugs right now. I'm kind of freaked out too. I asked if I was going to get one. Everyone else has one already. Yeah. I don't know. I just see more news about those murders. I thought I'd stay here and watch the sunset. Of course, I'm going to go watch TV when I go home anyway. I can't see the sunset because all this fog. I hate it. So depressing. No question? Call anyone suspicious? Small town. If there's anyone suspicious, there'd be rumors going all over. Any news or rumors like, so I'd say there's no such person. It was particularly suspicious. No one even remembers the murders. I'm sure that's the point that Dachi's gonna make later. I mean, if you think about it, Detective's the perfect cover. Really hard to be suspicious when you're supposed to be walking around, right? Commonality between the two. A scrap of data could be useful no matter how small. Said her friend was in the shopping district. So let's try there. Are you the friend? Oh, that. Miss Sako Kanishi, don't you? Yeah, she passed a while ago. Maybe that the Namatame person came to her one day and started spouting all this craziness about the TV. I wonder what that was all about. Relation to Saki? I know what you're implying, but you got it all wrong. Tiger's a good girl. Just people misunderstand her. Try to warn Saki. Seems nothing. Seems the thing about Namatame making advances to Saki was a misunderstanding. Oh, that's kind of a dead end. Bam. Nobody notices a taxi driver, Mr. Holmes. Right. If there's anybody on the street, maybe? You? You? Oh, his house after all. Oh, sorry, man. That's rough. So you notice the delivery man at any of Namatame's kidnappings? That's true. I mean, sometimes being in plain sight is the best way to blend in. Nope, I don't think so. Best thing about studying Scarlet? Oh, maybe if I go back to the girl? Maybe somebody's on the floodplain or something? Where's that in? Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so something's probably changed somewhere else. Well, good for you. Who's interrupting my conversation? What do you say? Any more information on a suspicious person? Okay, well that's a good thing to get. Who else do I have to talk to? See, I hate these. I kind of always hate these parts of Persona 4, amongst other parts. Because now it's just like, where am I going? I just have to fumble around. We got as much information as you could to report back to the group. Okay. All right. I guess I just had to throw a bunch of that stuff out there.
I'm seriously pooped. This stuff's a lot harder when you don't have a badge to flash. I walked around all day and didn't hear anything good.
It was the same for me. There was absolutely no talk about the case whatsoever, let alone the true culprit.
Ditto for me. Actually, in my case, I kept getting bombarded with questions and couldn't get them onto the main subject at all. The killer must be pretty good to have pulled this off without being seen by anyone in this small town.
What should we do?
Well, one steak bowl, please.
That's not what I meant. But then again, I guess we might as well take a break. I'll have a crab and egg fried rice.
I'll have roast pork ramen with extra noodles.
Oh, now that our tummies are full, let's share what we learned, even if it wasn't
Noodles?
much. So, to sum up, there really was no new information.
The police had an unusually large number of officers in their initial investigation of the first two incidents.
Steak, steak.
To find facts that even they overlooked would be difficult indeed, now that over half a year has passed.
And it's kind of like nobody even cares.
There wasn't a single report of
Does
suspicious
anything really
persons
matter?
being witnessed to begin with.
Who's to say?
Miss Yamano had ardent fans, whereas Saki-san didn't. But otherwise, the conditions are the same.
You know, every time I tried to ask about the case, everyone ignored me and kept ranting about the damn fog.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna get played up. The fact that everyone forgot.
That or the Midnight Channel.
Absolutely.
I asked around about Teddy too, but no one's seen him. Gee, I wonder where he could have gone.
Do you have anything, Naoto? Any new, deductions?
Without any new data to work with, there isn't much I can do. But there must be someone in town who meets all the criteria for this case. The killer must have a connection to both Saki-san and Miss Yamano. As well as be in a position to observe our actions periodically to some extent.
There's only one person that fits the bill!
Finally, it must be someone who could approach Senpai's house without arousing suspicion.
There's only one person!
I need some fresh air before I give it more thought. I'll be outside.
Don't get kidnapped. Naoto, do not get kidnapped. Sitting here won't help you think better. We go outside for some fresh air. Some fresh, foggy air. Oh, it's snowing too. Hello, other main character.
Snowing. No wonder it's chilly.
Ugh, it's freezing out here. Maybe this'll help clear my head and get my deductive muscles flexing.
You know, Yosuke, that was actually kind of cute. What happened to you? What happened to my boy? Remember when I liked Yosuke? Remember when he was like one of my favorite characters? Like, do you guys remember that? Like, I remember starting this game and being like, I really like Yosuke. Like, I really like this character. He seems really fun. And I like how he's got, like, a good, like, you know, emotional, like, intuition. He's got this good, like, kind of EQ going. And the trio of, like, him and you and Chie was really fun, and it's so heartbreaking. Because, like, he could have just been this silly little guy. This whole time, this emotional, silly boy who just had a lot of emotions and, like, you know, is really tough. He could have been... Yosuke could have been the heart of the party. He really could have been. And they just fucked it. Look what they did to our poor boy. It makes me mad. Like, this little line about just like, maybe this will help me clear my head and get my deductive muscles flexing. Like what a friend would say to us, what a real friend would say instead of some psychopath.
Hey, is it snowing?
Yeah, it just makes me upset. I mean, I'm a little teary-eyed even.
Too bad the fog's so thick. The snow just gets lost in it.
Must be something that's been overlooked. Certain that you get over the roadblock facing you. The clues you need must already be in your hands.
What's the matter?
Should go over everything you know one more time. Culprit had some connection with both Mayumi Yamano and Saki Konishi. I wonder. Judging by the warning letters, Culprit most likely knows about the other side and what you did there. It's highly likely that they also knew what Namatame was doing and stood back to watch. Who would know all of these things? Another oddity about the case is that there were almost no witnesses. That's true. Who could it be? Both warning letters seemed to have been delivered directly to your house, but no one saw anyone suspicious. It would have had to have been somebody who would be a regular customer. Or regularly there. No one unusual seen around Mayumi Yamano or Saki Konishi either. No one unusual. Despite the police dispatching an unusually high number of officers perform a thorough investigation. officers. Must be someone in this small town who fits all the facts. I'm so right! I am so right! Sweet vindication! It's Yosuke! Teddy. No, it's really funny. Like, it's legitimately really funny that you can just be like, Yosuke did it! But it's someone else. Chat. Because it can't be any of these people. Can't be Yosuke. Can't be Chie. Can't be Yukiko. And it being Teddy all along would be great, but it wouldn't make sense for Teddy either. Teddy could be involved, somehow, but it doesn't make any sense for Teddy either. Remember the time Teddy got possessed by a demon? I remember that. That was crazy. That was really weird. What was that about? I don't know. There's only one person that fits all of this. The person I guessed in like the first goddamn hour of this game. The first stream, I guessed who the killer was, and I have continued to be right. It must be Teddy! No, I'm just kidding. It's Adachi. It's Adachi. It's always Adachi. It's always been Adachi. Can't be Kanji. Can't be Rise. Can't be Naruto. It must be someone else. It must be Toru Adachi. I am right. It has to be him. It must be him? Of course, if you look at only the circumstances, you can't completely rule out that possibility. You can't rule him out. Dachi may have been able to keep an eye on your actions. He would have been able to approach your house with ease, and he knows he knows the area well. Thinking about it, you encountered him many times while investigating the case, and he was just out and about randomly. You learned much about the police's movements from Adachi as well, and he would know all their movements. There's no exact reason to doubt him, but something is bothering you. I'm so right. Guys, this is gonna hit me like a fucking basket of cocaine, however. This is gonna hit me like a fucking rush, a drug rush. Should you tell your friends about your suspicions about Adachi being the culprit? You can get a bad end here, I bet. This is probably a bad end, isn't it? If you don't tell your friends to protect Adachi. There is, in fact, an accomplice end. Yo, what? That you can protect Adachi. Evil end? They added that bad end in golden. Oh my god. Yeah, burn it to the ground end. It's so funny. Huh. That's so interesting. Fuck the small town end. God, I am tempted. I hate small towns. But alas, perhaps I would in some theoretical alternate universe. Some alternate history where he didn't go after my little sister, but he did. So that fucker can die. Don't fuck with Nanako. Don't fuck with my sister. Back the hell off.
Huh? What about him?
Detective Adachi. A member of the police force. That is an interesting approach.
You whispered Adachi.
It would certainly explain the lack of witness reports.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same reason no one ever reported seeing Namatame's truck.
This is a small town, so everyone must have known who he is.
Perfect cover.
And since he's a detective, people definitely wouldn't have thought of him as being suspicious.
In fact, he could use his position to his advantage and hide critical information.
Yes, he could. And the funny thing is, with guys that are easy to underestimate, is that sometimes you underestimate them just a little too much. And it turns out you never should have even tried.
Huh. Well, if you think of it that way, I guess it's possible. But we're talking about Adachi here, right? I mean, really? Adachi? He's your textbook lousy detective.
Exactly. Isn't he? It's almost hilarious how bad at his job it is. Like he is. It's almost like he's doing it on purpose.
Are we really on the right track here?
Actually, regarding Detective Adachi, I'm not sure how to put it, but there's something that's been bothering me about him for some time now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Perhaps it's just my imagination, so I shouldn't speak too...
It's cold. I think we've cooled down enough here. Let's go back in.
Adachi-san? That can't be. I mean, he said he came to escort Miss Yamano and...
Yeah, didn't he?
What? Was he at your inn when the announcer was staying there?
Yup, sure was.
When Miss Yamano was staying at our inn, the media were swarming all over it.
Mm-hmm. And it's so funny how his tarot card is the Jester. That's so funny, don't you think?
That's when Adachi-san arrived, saying he'd been assigned to guard her. He told our waitress that fame could be rough.
Mm-hmm.
Guard her?
Yeah.
He didn't spend the night there?
Huh. I wonder if he knew Ms. Yamano.
I don't know about that, but I heard he did call out to a girl in my class. I found out this afternoon. But I thought, that's just how cops are. So I didn't think it had anything to do with the case.
Detective Adachi also questioned Saki-san, the one who found the announcer's body.
And that's where we meet him.
Occasions.
That's where we meet him.
I heard it was because there was so little information about the case at the time, but...
Sammy's own lover's card is being turned into the Jester. She's being proven right. Oh, you betcha, baby! I'm so right. I'm so right. I'm so good at this. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. This is what Persona 4 has done to me.
It's certainly unusual to question someone with as strong an alibi as hers multiple times.
Yeah, isn't it?
Then
That's what I said.
He had something else on his mind?
Yeah.
And that something is what connects those two victims to Adachi-san? Come to think of it, we've been running into that guy a lot, in all sorts of places.
Haven't we? Haven't we? So he's gonna remember the Joker with society. Could you imagine if I did? This game's driving me crazy. Society, Joker, society calls me gay. Say you don't like Persona 5 and nobody bats an eye. But say you don't like Persona 4 and society calls me gay. Anyway. If you guys don't clip that, I'm gonna appear in your mirror. I'm gonna be in your TV. Okay? Clip that! There's like a special level of insanity. I am having my low-key moment, let me have it, okay? Society! Society! There's like a special level of insanity that you can achieve if you have been playing through this game, going through all the fucking psychological horror that is playing this game, not in a good way, right? All the schlock, all the fucking schlock that I swam through to get to this single point, to be proven right, even though I'm technically not yet, but I basically am, to be right about this theory I have been saying since like the first fucking stream. Oh, sorry, I tapped out the mic there a bit. The first stream, I have been right about this. I knew it was him. It has to be him. You should clip this. Anyway.
And every time he'd tell us what the police were doing before saying, oops, I said too much and clamming up.
Suspicious.
Was that all to throw us off the trail?
Or to throw us on the trail?
No problem for him to drop that warning letter into your mailbox either. Not to mention the fact that he can destroy any evidence that might point to him.
Various peculiarities have begun to cast a suspicious shadow on Adachi.
Then, is it really Adachi-san?
Does this dialogue option matter at all? Does this dialogue option matter at all? Thank you, Nomad. I can always depend on you. I appreciate it. So good at this game. It's alright. It's gotta be.
This is still only a tentative theory. We should work to confirm it as soon as possible. This is Naoto Shirogane.
Two Persona games have said, don't trust claps, and this has been a good video. It's a good thing video games not political, or they might be saying something about abuse of power.
Something has occurred to me about the case, and I'd like to get Detective Adachi's input on it.
Yeah, no, literally. One good thing that Persona 4 does is, basically, full-faced, full frontal chest, says, don't trust cops. Even if you interpret Dojima correctly, mind you, correctly, don't trust cops.
Huh? The transport? It's right now?
He's gonna kill Namatame. He's gonna kill Namatame.
Right, I see. Thank you.
He's gonna kill Namatame.
What was that about a transport?
He's gonna fucking kill him. Because he needs to silence him.
Detective Adachi is headed to the hospital to prepare for Namatame's relocation.
No loose ends.
We must head there at once.
He wasn't counting on us going back to Namatame, at least not so soon. Because if you remember, when we were in there the first time, wasn't he the one that got us? Wasn't he the one that came up to us and got us? I'm pretty sure he was. He was probably trying to get rid of Namatame there, but we intervened, and then he was like, okay, fine, we just gotta transport him to a different place. And wasn't he the one who told you his room? I believe he was. He's like, I really shouldn't do this. When we threatened him, he probably wanted to frame us even. Like you're getting closer to the truth. Judgment! I really should tell you where the man who murdered your little sister is. Fuck yes.
Huh? What are you guys doing here?
Hey, Adachi.
Hey, do you know where Dojima-san went? They told me he snuck out of his room again.
Unless you got to Dojima, Adachi. Oh my god, if he did and Dojima's the final palette, that'd be sick.
I assure you, we've made it clear to him several times that he needs to stay put, but he keeps going off on his own.
That'd be kind of sick, actually.
Jeez, with Namatame finally relocated, I was looking forward to going home.
So, he's been relocated. I've been wondering, you seem to be in a terrible hurry to get him out of this hospital.
Huh? Oh, well, yeah. I mean, we can't leave him here with Dojima-san and Nanako-chan around. Didn't you guys think so too? Hey, what are you doing here anyway? Nanako-chan's room is in the other wing. Don't you think you should leave before Dojima-san finds you? If he catches you, he'll start pestering you again.
He wants us to leave.
Adachi, where's Namatame?
Okay. Also, how spooky is it for Dojima to just appear here?
There's been a lot of noise today for some reason.
Dojima-san, what are you doing here? Namatame's already been relocated. I was looking for you so I could tell you that.
You did what? Who authorized that? There's still more I need to ask him about.
Give me a break, Dojima-san.
Those first two murders have been bothering me. His motives are shaky and his alibi is rock solid.
If Dojima just figured everything out, that would be pretty sick. Still don't forgive him.
We closed a lot of loopholes on the basis of his testimony. But that part's still nagging at me.
Is this more of your detective's intuition? He's already been relocated. It's no use hassling me about it. And you kids should really get home too. You're gonna get in the way of police business.
Man, Adachi, your mask's slipping there a little bit. That nice guy tone is just kind of disappearing.
What's gotten into you today? It's odd to see you taking work so seriously.
Yeah, isn't it?
Come on! I'm always giving 110% when it comes to the job. You should get back to work too, Dojima-san. Your current assignment? Get better as soon as possible.
What are you all doing here?
We came to confirm something with Adachi-san.
You should question Adachi. Yeah, when Yamano vanished. Like, you were there to protect her, right?
The announcer went missing?
Yeah.
I can't say for sure offhand. It's not like I saw her or anything. That was months and months ago, too. My memory's kinda hazy that far back.
It's kind of all hazy.
The time the announcer... I can't say...
Alright, that's the same thing, right? About Saki's interrogation. I asked her a lot of questions.
Why wouldn't I question her? She discovered the announcer's body. But she didn't know much about it, so I only talked with her once or twice.
Well, you talked to her more than that. And weren't you there, Adachi? Didn't you see her?
Was that all you wanted to ask? Well, I hope it helped.
You just pull the letter on him?
Warning letter?
The one that was delivered to his house. It's in police custody now, correct?
I don't really remember.
Hey, what do you mean you don't remember? I gave it to you to take down to the crime lab for processing. You're telling me you forgot?
Be interesting if it just disappeared.
I'm sorry. Your accident was right after that, and what with one thing and another, it sort of slipped my mind. Besides, that thing was just a prank, wasn't it? Jeez, what are you asking me all this for? For crying out loud, what's this all supposed to be about? Dojima-san, you really need to get back to your bed. That's why your wounds aren't healing. And you all need to go home right now. Do you have any idea what time it is? I'm going back. I need to get to the station and report in.
Just one more thing, please.
Fucking Kanji grab him?
We know for certain now that the first 2 murders weren't Namatame's doing. Someone else killed them.
Mm-hmm.
Adachi-san, do you have any idea who that might be?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
'Cause we think it might have been you.
Kanji's like behind Adachi, like, because we think it might have been you, bud.
What? That's ridiculous. We already know Namatame's the one who put them all in.
What did you just say?
Put them all in what?
Put them all in. What's this putting them in business? Do you know something about the method behind their murders? Don't tell me that all that talk about TVs and whatnot from before was...
I see. Now I finally understand. To tell the truth, Adachi-san, I've been fixated on something you once said. Before I didn't know why, only that it sounded a wrong note to me. Do you recall when I read Namatame's diary? At the scene of Dojima-san's accident. At the time, I said, even the victims who survived and were never released to the public are written here.
Mm-hmm.
And in response, your words were, wow, then that settles it.
Mm-hmm.
How, I wonder, would that settle anything?
Yeah, what would it settle?
At the time, the police had no idea that there had been other attempted murders related to the case. You had no reason to say such a thing. After all, there are countless examples of people disappearing for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Yet when I read the list of names, you raised no objection. Odd, that.
Yeah, weird.
What do you say to that, Detective Adachi?
I don't know. I said I'm busy.
Wait, you son of a bitch!
Get him, Kanji!
Adachi! Ah, damn it! Adachi!
Yep, he went into the TV, didn't he? He went into the fucking TV.
What the? I swear he ran this way.
Damn it! Where the hell did he go?
Where did he go?
Did you find him?
God, Dojima, take a break.
I contacted security. Nobody's seen Adachi, and there's no record of anyone leaving this area.
Seeing the TV just sitting there like that? Spooky.
So he must be still in this ward somewhere.
He's still here? But we looked! We didn't find him anywhere!
That bastard.
With all the fog being out here, I'm not so sure he'll just die there.
Dojima-san? For heaven's sake, what are we going to do with you?
Sorry. I got carried away.
Do you even want to get better? If you keep this up, there could be lasting damages. Have you forgotten how much trouble it caused you last time?
You're right. Sorry. You've got to find Adachi. I need to square this away with him. Please.
Yep.
He hasn't left this ward yet? I don't think he would. But could he have...
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
If he's the killer, he can go through, right?
Mm-hmm.
You mean he went in through here?
We searched every inch in the direction he ran off. There's nowhere to hide. I don't think we could have missed him.
He was cornered. It's highly probable that he escaped there. If he does indeed turn up on the other side, that should prove beyond a doubt that he is the true culprit.
Damn. So I guess we were right. What do we do now?
Let's go in.
I think it's too dangerous to go in from here.
No! The pacing!
We're not 100% positive he used this TV, and on top of that, we don't know where it might lead.
Are you kidding me?
Let's go in from Junes, like always. It'll be fine. So long as we're ready for him, we'll crush that jerk in one strike.
Yeah, but come on! Persona 4! Persona 4 takes a lead pipe to the knees of its pacing any chance it gets! The calendar system! I hate it here. Why is it like this? Extremely suspicious Detective Adachi, you've taken another step closer to the truth. Judgment! I gotta go pee in fury. BRB. God, I wish I could do fucking Joker makeup. That'd be so fucking funny. Anyway, guys, how are you? How's my mic been, by the way? It's not been like cutting out like crazy, right? That's been pretty alright. Basically just corpse paint purples, isn't it? Yeah. Mic's been good? Okay, that's good. Mic's been good. Where's really good now? Picks up the keyboard sound though. Is it bad? Yeah, no cut despite the screaming. That's good. That's good. So I'm not just like I'd rather it this way. Not bad. Okay. Yeah, I mean you guys can hear me like tap on the keys and stuff, but like that probably bothers me more than it bothers most of you, honestly. But if it's not that bad, I'm cool with it. Especially if the difference is that... But now I sound like Futaba? Or a hacker. Oh. Well, I am. Master hacker. I'm hacking your mom. Mother lover. We hear your keyboard rage, I like it. That's fair. Alright. Well, I'm glad the mic stuff's improved. I'm really glad. It helps me be unhinged. Speaking of being unhinged, I was fucking right. Anyway. I like the tippy taps. A lot of people do. I don't. I don't. Like, if I could, I would just replace all my keys with like what is like the brown, are they brown caps or whatever they are, the ones that are silent. I like the silent keys. I don't like the clicky clacks. But a lot of people do. So like if you do, it's up to you and that's fine. Right. By the way, is that a Stanley Cup? Of course it is. I'm a white girl. Of course I have a Stanley Cup. They don't have pink though, which is stupid, by the way. But I love this one. It's great. Did you have to rip it out of someone's hands? They've been really popular lately, haven't they? No, it was a Christmas gift to me from my mother. Gotta start a collection. Ugh, no. Because my mom got one. Or no, my sister got one, then my mom got one, and I was like, man, I kind of want a cup like that. And then I got one for Christmas. It was great. I didn't even know you played hockey. Same. But just something about, like, it's just the right amount of water. Like, it's just the right amount of water, because I don't have to get up. Like, you guys know what my old water bottles are like, right? Like those suckers. They're only, because what is this? Like, oh wait, Sammy, don't spill. Yeah, it's like 30 fluid ounces. My old ones, I think, were 20. They're like 20. They're good and nice and portable. But this guy, he's perfect for road trips. He's perfect for gaming, because I just grab it and I get the slurp and I go. And that's great. Can I link a clip for you of you? Yeah, do it. Go for it. You know, slurping. I'm gonna play this clip because I'm gonna show you guys how fucking right I've been the entire time. It's just juice. No, I do want to actually watch the clip of this again.
Like, hey, does that detective think that Yukiko-san?
Like, legit. So, like, legit bit here. If he's the serial killer, like, let's just say, for instance, that he's the killer. Well, this is when I was sweeping my bangs. Instead of having them straight down. And he realizes that somebody's been fucking around. God, I'm so pretty, too. Right? He could be like, oh, these kids are having weird weapons. Oh, they're doing weird stuff. Maybe they're involved. They're the ones asking about Yukiko. Sure, I'll give them a little bit of information, because if they go back and they save her, then I know who's the ones trying to stop me. It's a power move. It's a really good move, in fact. You lose a victim to murder, sure, that's great. I mean, I'm sure that's not great, But now you know who you're working against, and that's great. Because the cops aren't going to catch you if you're saying.
There you are!
It's like,
Hey.
And this was 4:17. It's actually hard to see. I don't think you can see it up here. Who the fuck told? I just knew because I'm smart! I just knew because I'm smart and I'm right and I can figure things out and I'm so smart! No one told. I just knew because I could tell. I can figure it out. That and mysteries are some of the most juvenile of fictional content. They're easy. God. I'm a fucking goddess. Pretty much. Can she see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Zumi firing her media literacy skills again. Hell yeah. Okay, but for real. The main way... Would you like to be Joker-fied again real quick? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? Just... Like... He disappeared mysteriously, so I kind of want to chase him into the TV and just see what the fuck's going on, right? But I can stop here and explain everything if you'd like, even though I think I've done this before. But, like, it will make more sense now that we're on the other end of this. I need to go. Maybe this is a good time for me to kind of explain things. Well... I want to see what's next. Wait, I'm sorry. Completing the next dungeon immediately skips you forward to Christmas and makes you lose an entire month of free time? Because pacing is a thing that this game is so fucking good at? So you're telling me I have to wait? Do we just skip a month? Do we just do that? Do we just skip a month? Do you want to max any more social links? No, I do. I haven't done I and Brolyoko. And Margaret. Damn it all! We're in the middle of surprisingly. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Every chance it gets, god damn it, why does Persona take a fully loaded RPG machine gun to its kneecaps of its pacing every single chance?
Here's money, please set it on fire.
Just when the game gets good, it wants to be terrible! Why is it like this? Why are we here? Just to suffer. It's so paradoxical. The game punishes you for wanting to what? Know what happens next? Yeah, because surely the people playing the fucking mystery game don't want to know what happens next. I'm so pissed. Oh. Teddy? Empathetic. Now, want to throw it all away and reload inside with Adachi? Suffer. He went after my little sister. I'm gonna bury that man. Remember. There's one thing that fuels the Sammy more than anything, and it is sheer spite. It is sheer spite, I swear to you.
Where am I?
I don't care.
Sensei? Why are you here?
I don't care.
I see. How mysterious. There are so many things I don't know about, but I did realize something. I've been thinking all this time about who but I couldn't find the answer. Humans live in the other world, and shadows live from the beginning. That's all there was to it. I was just a shadow. You're always so kind, Sensei. I figured something out. That day at the hospital, I realized as soon as I thought that, I lost consciousness. Then when I woke up, shadows can't stay in the human world. They aren't allowed. I walked and walked, but there was nothing all around me. Just when I started thinking that I couldn't go anywhere, I heard the noise of a car. And then I was here. I remember lots of things now. My world is a place shaped by human thought. One day, a shadow living in that world awakened to human emotions. But humans and shadows are completely different entities. So he made himself forget that he was a shadow. He wanted to forget. He wanted people to like him. And that's how he came to look like this. I really am stupid. What the other Teddy said before, in the end, it was all true.
So if the demon Teddy was just Teddy as a shadow, I guess that kind of makes sense.
No matter how much I search for myself, I have no... There was no me to begin with. I'm just a shadow that took a different form so humans would like me. It would have been better if I had never remembered. But I did. I'll probably turn back to a regular shadow soon. Oh yeah, Sensei, one day, when you meet Nana-chan in heaven, apologize for me. Tell her, I'm sorry I couldn't do anything. Tell her, I'm really Huh? Really? Nana-chan's. Wow, that's wonderful. I'm so glad. Glad that I could at least hear that. My heart feels so much light. What a strange place. It feels so soothing. It's not like my world. Something just feels so nostalgic about this place. Could this be your dream world, Sensei? Uh-huh. But I wonder why I met you here. What am I supposed to do now?
You're right, Marie and Margaret don't deserve him.
But I don't know what to look for or how to find it.
I feel like Marguerite would just fucking kill him, though.
No matter how hard I think, there's too many things. But I do understand one thing now. I'm glad that I met you, Sensei.
Damn, Teddy, if only I gave a shit about you. No, I'm not anyone about. Not anyone about that should be yours. You bestow upon the ability cast. Hooray! The ultimate form of the star. Oh, it's not Lucifer? Aw. Where's my boy Lucy? Now for Tele, the light bearer. Evade electric. Oh, you're weak to electric? Wow, I didn't know. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Yeah, whatever.
But I have to get going. This is your place. It doesn't seem like somewhere that I'd be allowed to stay. Goodbye, Sensei.
Worst mascot in the Persona franchise. God, fuck him. I'm not sure Demon Lucifer's in this game. This one's close enough. Seems that it's a different name for Lucy. Is Hale? Oh, no, I think you're right. Because that's like, is that the Aramaic or some shit? Why not call him Lucifer, though? Well, because it mentions... Yeah. No, it's the Hebrew word, right? Is Hale. And Latin is Lucifer. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, bringer of light. There's a lot of Lucifer. There is. Saturnile! Though Saturnile is technically different. But like Hale is supposed to be the like angelic version of Lucifer, I believe, right? Like the seraph or whatever. Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. Same thing, different name, kind of same thing.
It seems the words in your memory weren't the only things you summoned here. This is a room for guests who have an ego that can be nurtured. Shadows, mere fragments broken off from the ego, have no place here. The water's strength has moved a single stone that had stopped, returning it once again into the flow. Very interesting. Well now, it's about time we departed once again.
Give me a chance to show you the Herald of Darkness.
Still on its journey. There is no reason to tarry here for long. Margaret?
Please apologize to Margaret.
We're ready to go. Let us depart.
You are every inch the guest I had anticipated. Now it's time for you to return. I am even more intrigued now as to where this is all headed.
We'll be waiting for your next visit.
How did it go? Did you find Teddy?
No.
Lily, I'm gonna take you, scrounge you up into a fucking ball, and then dunk you down a hoop. Don't whoopify Adachi! You know, you wanna know another thing? You wanna know another bit? You wanna know another bit? So I had all my theories about Adachi, right? I had the things that like confirmed it. Wait, Adachi? No, that's Namatame. I fucking hate Adachi. Oh, okay. Huh. Fair enough. Okay. So Namatame is who you prefer. I guess I would still throw you through a basketball hoop, but I don't think I'd slam dunk you. I don't want to hear that from you, villain fucker. It's different. It's different.
Oh, that annoying little furball. Just when we're at a turning point in the case, too.
It's different.
We have no choice. Let's pursue Adachi for now.
I go Namatame better than Maruki, but I wouldn't whoopify him. That's fair.
Whoa. Look how dense this fog is. It's gotten even worse than before.
Yeah, it's whoopify. I'm asexual, I'm probably not even a girl, but yeah. Understandable. No, Namatame, like, okay, I'll give you that. You know what, Namatame? Fair. He does seem kind of nice. I get it. My gender is still clown for my taste. Understandable. Dodge. Those two categories don't overlap. Nah, Adachi's like a fucking... he's both a fucking psychopath and also kind of a fucking genius.
What the...
Yeah, unlike Adachi, who's nasty in a friendly way.
Everywhere.
Oh.
It feels completely different from the last time I was here.
Malicious Aura is definitely Adachi because he's mask off now, right? I don't even think Namatame's nice in an awful way. He just tried his best, right? And Adachi who's nasty in a friendly way. That is definitely true. He's a class A manipulator. He's an S-class manipulator. I like Adachi's style. I do too. Like, I'll be honest, like, this is the thing. Adachi is one of my favorite types of villains. If this is the case, right? Which I'm assuming it is, it has to be, right? We pretty much have confirmation at this point. But if this is the case, he is one of my favorite types of villains. S-tier level villainry. I love the villains who just want to be a silly little guy. They're just a silly little guy. Underestimate me, please. And then by the time the knife is already in your heart, it's too late. Would you say Adachi is better than Akechi? I don't know. I haven't seen all of this. Like, he was so sweet and sincere when he was trying to navigate drunk Dojima yelling at his kids. Lago from Othello. Yeah, I want to see this clip, actually. Because this is literally like... This is like my first Persona 4 stream, isn't it? It's either the first or the second one. We have literal evidence.
No evidence?
No. Oh, that's because I was making fun of his face. You gotta played Snake at least, though, right? Like Metal Gear Snake? You know, I don't want the murderer to be Dojima, but if it was Adachi, that'd be really funny, actually. It's probably Adachi. Watch that.
Man, no evidence?
Yeah, this is like the first stream, isn't it? This is like totally the first stream. God, I love being right. I'm feral.
I think we'd better hurry. Give me a sec to try finding Adachi.
Does this mean both this world and ours are getting messed up?
Oh, I bet.
Our glasses work on the fog
Because
on
he's
the other side.
he's so fucking evil.
It can't be normal.
Although look back to no
And
evidence.
I heard more people are falling ill because of the fog. I wonder what's going to happen.
I sense him. Adachi's definitely in here.
Are you serious? Which way?
Hold on.
So he did come to this side. Well, that settles it. There's virtually no doubt remaining that he's the true culprit. Once we capture him, solving the mystery of this world and the rest of the case can't be far behind.
Then maybe we'll find out where Teddy came from too. Man, where is that bear anyway?
Well, I can say for sure he's not here. And I know Adachi is here, but I can't track him down myself. Gee, Ted, why aren't you here when we need you most?
This place. I see. I came back, but it really doesn't matter.
God, I hate you.
Teddy?
No.
Is you, Teddy? I heard your voice. You said, hang in there. I heard my big bro and everyone else too.
Nana-chan! Oh, hold on! I'll get the doctor!
Hasn't Nanako suffered enough? Why does Teddy have to be here?
It seems she's asleep again.
Nana-chan told me she heard me say...
It could be that her frankly miraculous recovery was because everyone's voices reached her. Even unconscious, people are capable of hearing others' voices.
my voice. And there's to everyone.
In any case, there are too many things we don't understand. We're doing our best. But it's difficult when everything about her illness is a total unknown.
Unknown?
Well, if anything happens, please send...
If I'm an unknown being, then the way I can change is unknown to... So all I have to do is make them not unknown. Nana-chan's doing her best. Sensei and the others are probably fighting now too. I'm just a shadow. But Nana-chan cheered up when she heard my voice. So what if I'm just a shadow? There must be something I can do. I can't just give up thinking about things.
You know, it's a shame. Because, like, all this stuff would work really well on any other character.
That's why I came back here. Right, Nana-chan?
Like, for real. You could have had, like, a really good character, and they wasted it on Teddy. Now he's got a rocket in his butt. That's so cool. Camus. Wow.
Right. I need to get back to the others.
I can't fathomably, possibly separate Teddy from him being a sexual pervert. It is so baked into his character. That's the only thing I can fucking see when I look at him. It's so bad.
I can only tell that Adachi is here, not his exact location.
It's... Yosuke is better. Teddy's is significantly worse. In fact, as a result of all of this, I can probably say that I do think Teddy is a complete failure of a character. Like, I do think we're at the point where I can probably confidently say he'd probably be an F-tier character. Simply because there's so much that is built into him. And even in those moments, even those big moments that he's supposed to have, it just can't connect. It just can't do it. Just can't do it. So, I think that logically means that he would be a failure of a character. Because I think they tried to do something and it just didn't work. It just failed.
Rise-chan! If only Teddy was with us.
Didn't he say his nose is practically useless now? And could he even help us find that?
Nope. He'd be no help at all. But he was always there to support me whenever.
Rise, it's because he wants... That's a sweet line, though.
Mouth, but he's nice to have around.
No.
He's always so full of
Guys, he's a pervert.
He's lighthearted and always optimistic.
He's pervert. He's...
I'm alright. I just got a little dizzy. The fog's so dense. It's hard to see through it.
Why don't we call it a day? It won't do us any good if you collapse.
I agree. If Rise-san became fatigued, even if we found Adachi, our capacity in battle would be reduced. Moreover, it's almost nighttime. We should return to our world for the present.
Damn it! We came so far to run smack into a dead end.
I know he's in there too.
Wait, how did they leave?
What's wrong with me? My powers are completely useless.
The seas part for we alone.
Adaki, you could forgiven of everything if you killed Teddy, but you could not even do that.
Only Adachi had killed Teddy.
Teddy?
You little... Where the hell were you?
Thank you for the biddies, by the way.
I'm sorry.
You idiot! Bad bear! Bad! You're so late! Who do you think you are?
Rise-chan? Are you faking?
No, stupid!
Sorry. I want to help you all again.
You know how much trouble you caused, you dumb bear? Where the hell were you?
I'm sorry.
Beat him up like Ryuji if you're gonna do this fake out. God.
I figured out a lot of things. Stuff about me. And that I wanted to tell you all.
A shadow? You mean you're one of those things we've been fighting?
Yup. Just like the ones you all know about. Shadows are suppressed human thoughts given form. Everyone has them inside.
Wait, you say you're a shadow, but then you kept telling us from the start that you wanted to bring peace and quiet back to that world, right?
But in the end, I was just an orc. I did everything I could until now to try it, but instead, the weird fog started seeping out into this world too. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. If I really was special, then...
It's no big deal. I mean, we weren't expecting much from you in the first place. And about you being a shadow, we pretty much figured you were something like that anyway.
Huh? What are you saying? Here I am pouring my heart out to you, and you say you thought I was something like that anyway? No normal person would think such a pretty bear.
So what's the problem with being a shadow?
It's true that you may have been born that way, but you now possess the power of persona. A shadow is suppressed power. Once controlled by the ego, it becomes a persona.
Man, fascinating that Naoto's the one that's like, oh man, Teddy, the circumstances of the way that you were born don't determine who you are. But Naoto's not trans, guys. Nah. They just want to be a detective. They just want to be a detective. They're not transgender. No, never.
Doesn't it follow, then, that you must have developed an ego? Whether the ego masters its shadow, or the shadow awakens to its ego. The only difference I see is the order in which the process occurred.
Oh, Teddy's practically human then!
You keep trying to figure out who you are, just like all of us here. You can't do much on your own. You really aren't that special. See? What's so different between you and us?
Thank you! I'm so glad I met you guys.
The rest of us were pretty much a group of misfits to begin with, too, right?
I mean, it's a really nice cap on the group dynamic. It's a really nice cap on that group thing. It's just, it just fucking trapezed into a fucking spike pit on the way there.
You fit right in, man.
God.
I beg your pardon? Who are you calling a misfit?
Yeah, get him, Naoto.
Isn't that just you, Senpai?
Yeah, get him, Rise.
Hey, that's not something a detective would say. Or an idol either.
Oh no, and Yosuke's back to being awful. Nah, just kidding, that was fine.
Crying, will ya? Now's not the time for that.
I know, just the...
While you were gone, we figured out who murdered the announcer and Senpai. It was Adachi.
Huh? Adachi? That total goof? Whoa! I didn't notice at all. Looks like I'm pretty blind to that sort of thing. But you all know him. If you can't find someone like that, I don't think I can.
Like I said, we're not expecting much from you.
Well, the main thing is, it's hard to get pumped about this without someone nice and fuzzy around.
Yeah, what Kanji said.
Yeah, what Kanji said.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right, now that the band's back together, let's take it from the top. Starting tomorrow.
It's been a while, but I'll do my best to look for him too. Leave it to Fuzzy.
Judgment! Anyway, what I was trying to say earlier about a couple of things here, that was truly cringeworthy. If Adachi is all of these that we think he is and that he looks to be, I mean, we pretty much have confirmation at this point, but I don't want people to start spoiling things, so please refrain from, like, saying any definitive things, especially things that we're about to see, right? Adachi is sort of my favorite type of villain. And that's really the main way, like, there's basically two ways I predicted it was Adachi, right? At the very beginning. The main way is, like I said, I have a degree. I have a degree in media. I do. I have a bachelor's, right? I know things. I'm not stupid, and I'm not, a doctor or anything like that, but I know a thing or two, right? I can safely say I know a thing or two. I spent years studying it. Characters exist in a story for reasons. You can dissect a story, and if you take the story and you're able to dissect it properly, you can kind of determine basically what's going to happen in the story. There are certain beats that you're going to miss, and there could be a plot twist that might throw you off, but even plot twists can be predicted, and there's a lot of things that can be predicted in stories in general if you just take the time to sit with them, dissect them, and analyze what you're seeing. The best way I can describe that is that characters exist for reasons. They serve purposes. And that's how I assign value to characters when I make a tier list, is I decide how good they are and how well they perform their role, right? Joseph Campbell shoots you with gun. And when I see characters like Nanako, remember I predicted very early on too that Nanako was going to be threatened as the climax of the game. Because Nanako exists as a character to endear us, right? She is supposed to attach us and ground us. She is a heart. She is a heart of the game. Literally the game. So Nanako, she's a sweetheart. She's lovable. You'd have to be, like, insane to not love Nanako. She's cute. She's adorable. She's funny. Everyone loves Nanako because that's her job, is to be loved. The writers wrote her to be loved. That's her whole point. So naturally, what do you do in a murder mystery? You threaten that as the climax. And that's exactly what happened, right? Or sort of towards the end, right? Like a climax of sorts. Right? You threaten that. And yeah, it works, right? It works really, really well, in fact. Nanako is this perfect, sweet darling, which is why we all love her, is because she's written to be loved. When I look at a character like Dojima, well, he's written to be a father figure. He's your stalwart protector, but also kind of antagonistic to you, like how a parent is, right? And you could argue that some of Dojima's, yeah, that's what I mean. I fucking hate Joseph Campbell. I throw him into sun. Also, hi, Allie. How are you? That's true. Regal. How are you, hon? How's it going? What's up? I, of course, remember you, Allie. How's it going? How was stream? How are things? Hopefully good. I'd love to see you here. Thank you so much. I'm talking about major Persona 4 spoilers. So if y'all care about Persona 4, just to let you know, just massive, huge, buck wild spoilers. Just absolutely massive, just gigantic neon sign spoilers. Literally the climax. I'm spoiling the whole thing. I saw the anime. Okay, you're fine then. Yeah, you're like, that's about how much I care. Perfect, don't play the game. Yeah, and with Dojima, he's designed to be sort of this parental figure that's flawed, right? You kind of feel sympathy for him, but you also kind of feel animosity towards him. He's supposed to be a protector, but he's also kind of antagonistic. He's kind of this back and forth. And you could argue that they definitely had some missteps with him because they kind of like to portray him really positively, despite kind of the role he sort of serves, right? And then the fact that like they kind of want to redeem him, but they kind of don't, right? So it's just kind of like, just, you know, it's kind of a mess. Dojima's a bit of a mess, but you can see his purpose in the story. You can see his purpose in the story. Just like how Yosuke is supposed to be your best friend. Whether he accomplishes that or not is up for debate, but that's his purpose. That's why when I encountered Adachi, I thought of, what is his purpose? What is the point of him being here? Now, you could argue it's comic relief, which sure, that could make sense, but Yosuke is already comic relief, right? Chie is already comic relief. Do we need more? Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure we do. I'm not sure we do. We see him tied to Dojima, which is interesting. We see him being a detective, which is interesting. And God, he is just so incompetent at his job. He's just so silly. He's too silly. He's so easy to underestimate. Which is exactly the purpose of Adachi, is to be underestimated. So why would a character have the purpose to be underestimated? Well, it means basically one thing. It has to do with their character arc. Okay, well let's take another character from another video game to compare him. Mirage from League of Legends. You know that guy? Or not League of Legends, Apex Legends. Sorry, wrong Legends game. Apex Legends, Mirage. The silly little guy, silly little dude. You know him, right? Probably some of you have heard of him, right? He's a silly little guy. He is just a silly little guy. Just a silly little guy. But he has a really, really good character arc in how he wants to play the fool so that he can make people laugh, so that he can entertain people, and specifically so that he can be remembered by his mother. Spoiler. Right? He wants to make that impact, so he'll be the fool. He'll let people underestimate him so that he can win in the end. Or that at least he'll be memorable. Want to know another character I can compare Adachi to? Massive spoilers for the game Undertale. But Sans. Sans is a perfect example. Sans does nothing but be just a silly little guy the whole time, until there's a couple moments where he gets really serious out of nowhere. And if you're a good boy or girl or other person, just person in general, I shouldn't say other person, that sounds weird, I apologize. If you're a good person, you'll never find out why he got randomly serious. But if you're a very bad person who should be burning in hell, you'll find out why. And I love it. It's so well done. And Adachi as a villain fulfills that role so well. He is like, yes, like an Agatha Christie villain. He is one to be underestimated. He is one to be underestimated. And that's the whole point. If you keep going the way you're going, you're gonna have a bad time, right? Isn't it a lovely day outside? Yeah. And that's the whole point. You're supposed to underestimate him. So I'm thinking like, okay, you're supposed to underestimate Adachi. Why would you underestimate Adachi? Well, this is a murder mystery, isn't it? There's only one reason. And it's because he's the killer. Then later things occur that make it make perfect sense. Why? Right? Why we're supposed to underestimate him. That make it make perfect sense exactly why. Right? The power play he makes with Yukiko, him telling us information, him just slipping us little bits and bits. Have I ever done an evil playthrough in Undertale? No, and I never will. I never will. You can't make me. I won't do it. I just simply won't do it. But yes, no, like, the little bits that we do get from Adachi, how friendly he is, how perfect he is, how silly he is, how almost out in the open everything is about him, but just this random things he does. Like just these random things that he does. Just these random little bits. They're suspicious. They stick out because they're supposed to. Because you're supposed to underestimate him because he's the killer. And that's how they trick you. The second way I figured out it was him is it can only be so many characters. Realistically, it can only be so many characters, and we can eliminate characters very easily, right? The cast is only so big, and the way good mysteries are good is by they have a big cast, and they make it hard to eliminate them, right? That's what makes a good mystery good. But I'm gonna be honest, this is my literature opinions coming out, but mysteries are some of the most basic fiction you can get. They're easy, right? A lot of them are just really easy. It's easy to figure them out. So the journey getting there better be fun and interesting. And in some cases, it is, right? I can think of a few Sherlock stories that are still fun and interesting to kind of get to the end. Or Columbo, my boy Columbo, right? It's still fun to see Columbo the guy, right? Like stuff like that, right? And some mysteries know that, and some mysteries simply do not. And yeah, Adachi's kind of the only guy it could have been, right? Namatame was a great wrench to throw in the business, and I kind of thought of it. One more thing. Mysteries are shit if they don't properly foreshadow the answer. Absolutely. You should be able to kind of figure the mystery out. It is kind of the point. But I'm not going to get into why I don't like mysteries. That's a whole thing. Yeah, the Glass Onion movies. Yeah. No, like Knives Out. Like, again, they have a big cast. It helps. Knives Out, Glass Onion. Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, it's like, it could only be so many people, right? It can only be so many people. You can only figure it out so soon because, like, realistically, is the killer gonna be Nanako? Of fucking course not. It'd be hilarious, but like, of course it's not gonna be Nanako. Like, of course not, right? Like, so then you can eliminate her. So how big is the cast? Was it gonna be Hisano? Of course not. She's a random socialite that you can miss. Of course it's not gonna be her. It's not gonna be most of the characters, in fact. It's not gonna be most of the characters in the game because they're social links, because this is a Persona game and it shows its hand to you immediately, right? So the second way I figured out it was Adachi is because it had to be. There were only so few people it could have been, and we eliminated people almost immediately. You know, like, it could have been Dojima, but it really just was like, I mean, yeah, it could have been, but it just doesn't seem like that's the way they would take him, right? I just don't think it would work. Combine that with Adachi being, oh man, why are we underestimating this one guy in this murder mystery? Must be a part of his character arc. Oh, and there's a murder going on. Oh, and he kind of fits the bill. He's the prime candidate. Easily. That, and I have a secret third way I figured it out. The third reason. The third reason. It's because people find him sexy. I know how fandoms work. I know how fandoms work. I know how they work. People like him. And I know how they work. People are fucking obsessed with People are obsessed with real life serial killers. That's honestly fucked up. Yeah, I'll say it. But I know how fictional characters work. I know how fucking I know how fictional characters work. People love those types of characters. People love fictional murderers and evil guys and stuff. The only sexy thing about him is that he's a murderer, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Yeah. That was my secret third way. Which is just something that kind of came to me over time where I'm like, oh, people think he's sexy, huh? Well, he's definitely the murderer then. This is also kind of a joke. Kind of a joke. Wouldn't want to think about that, would you? Grabs you by the throat. Throws you outside. I'll turn you into a baked dish. Shut up. Yes, of course. Yeah, it's because I find villains sexy. I don't find Adachi sexy. But I will be honest, him being the murderer, him being the guy, yeah, that instantly makes him more likable. I immediately like his character more. He just shot up the ranks. Immediately did a better job. Yeah. I don't think he's sexy though. Again, he threatened my little sister. Anyway, that's kind of how I figured it out. And I figured it out in like the first or second stream. Just because again, like as soon as Adachi's introduced, he's sus. He's so sus. Xeno's friend, everyone you love, and innocence. Adachi being a major plot point in this game makes a lot of this game. I am assuming we are in the part why people think Persona 4 is a good game. I'm assuming that's what's happening right now, because I'm going to be honest. Getting here feels good. This is probably the best I felt in Persona 4. We are in the part that like, I feel good. It feels good, right? It is probably the best I've ever felt because I feel so validated, right? Yeah, if you stick the landing, a lot of people's memories will only hold on to that. Persona basically took off, did a tremendous leap, broke all of its limbs, destroyed an entire orphanage, and then set fire to half a continent, but then stuck the landing, so people only remember the landing. But, I mean, Lily, you're absolutely right. I was about to say that. If you just stick the landing, if you just get a good ending, if you just nail that ending, people will pretty much forget the rest of the game. Because it's the end of it. Then you let nostalgia cook with the dish over time. But I feel like I understand Persona 4 more, and I feel like I understand the people who like the game more. The problem is, most of them probably didn't play this game when I'm playing it, right? Sir, finishing this fight. Hi, sir. Most people probably didn't play the game when I'm playing the game, and for the express purpose of trying to critique it, right? Most people probably played this game when they were 14, and they were like, whoa, that's a weird scene. I guess I'm moving past it. Whoa, are you sure Naoto's a girl? I'm not so sure. Anyway, and then they get to this and they go, whoa. Because, yeah, it's actually pretty good. You remember when Xenos ate Mom and followed the stars to you and it was so fucking romantic that he literally did nothing wrong? Yeah, I remember that. No, Xenos did everything wrong. Well, almost everything. He did a few things right. But like, yeah, right? And yeah, it is kind of like Heavensward again. Most people can fucking barely pinpoint the end of actual Heavensward, and they point to the end of 3.3 instead. Because yeah, that was pretty good. They don't remember all the random bullshit like helping the Moguls. And they don't remember the fucking weird, like, halfway, oh, we beat Nidhogg, now we gotta go do some other stuff, and oh, we're the plot, Race Felger, where'd you come, we're back. Heavensward ended when we punched the Pope, didn't it? Sort of, but the kind of conflict ended in 3.3 when we defeated Super Nidhogg, right? But a lot of people don't even point to that, right? 3.3 is the end of Heavensward's story, not the end of 3.0. Yeah, I mean base Heavensward, not the patch content. I understand that, but what I'm saying is a lot of people, when they talk about Heavensward, will point to 3.3. They won't point to the end of 3.0. Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make, is like they point to this other thing, because again, it sticks the landing. Hanamo. True. But yeah, no, point being is like, I think I understand Persona 4 better, and I understand what people like in Persona 4 better. I think I understand it better, and I'm gonna progress more, and I think I am gonna have fun here. I'm excited for my next Persona stream. Right? Like it is fun, it's exciting, and I get it. I get why people like it. But you could take 2 wonderful slices of bread, the best bread you've ever eaten, perfect brioche with a little bit of cheddar and paisley, baked into it with loving and fluffy textures. But the shit you put in between the slices of bread is still shit. And that's still my opinion. You can have a good beginning, and you can have a good ending, but if the middle is shit, it still tastes like shit. And I think that's Persona 4's problem. I still had to wade through, like, and I'm not exaggerating, like 70 hours of terrible to get to here. The first, like, 20 hours were good. And the last, like, what, 30 are also good. But there's, like, 70 in the middle there of hours of game time that are not good. That are, in fact, quite bad. Quite awful. Including a part that made me go, I just might not finish this game. And I'll be honest, I really almost didn't finish this game. It was really close, and then after about a week or 2 of contemplation, I went, no, I want to see why people like this game, and I got here, and now I do understand. But shit is still shit, right? And that's the bit. However, I think this could make a really interesting topic in like a video discussing Persona 4, right? I think there's a very interesting discussion to have about this. Why do people forget like 70% of the entire game? You know, probably because it was kind of boring, so people kind of just delete it. And then in all that boring content is also just a lot of bigoted, bad things, right? Because even if we take all the bigotry out of this game, the pacing is just terrible. There's a random filler dungeon. The dungeons themselves aren't fun. The combat's not that great. And the social links take a lot of time. They're kind of miserable to get through because of the way you have to go about them. Your stat system kind of sucks. Like, there's so many things that are still bad, right? Even if we take out all the bigotry, right? Even if we look just at the gameplay. Like, it's just not great, you know? But I still think it's an interesting discussion. I still think there's a good discussion to have about this. I think there's a great and interesting dynamic to talk about with Persona 4 sticking the ending. And I am excited for the next Persona stream. I think I can safely say I think I can safely say that I will probably continue to play Persona 4 and try to finish it before I move on to Persona 3. I think I'm going to do that. I really want to play P3 Reload. I really want to jump on that bandwagon. But realistically, we're probably going to finish Persona 4 pretty quickly. I am going to kind of rush through these social links here. I'm going to go pretty fast. But I think I do want to finish this. I don't think I want to wait. I think I want to just keep going and just finish it out, right? Yeah. Anyway. How long did P5R take from December 6th? Look, relatively quickly, okay? This game isn't Persona 5. That much is true. Relatively quickly, right? The end is within sight.
Do you think that Yukiko-san?
Like, oh. Hey, there's me. Thanks for the stream. Oh, there we go. Get rid of that. No problem. Thanks for being here. Oh. I know we can go bother. We're gonna go raid Zyros. We haven't raided him in a while. One of my teammates, one of my friends. How's Vindication feel? Like the nectar of gods. I feel great. I do feel great having been vindicated. I do. There are my socials. There's my raid. Like I said, we're probably going to take another crack at Persona 4 on Monday. Persona 3 is probably going to have to wait. I'm so sorry, Persona 3. We'll get to a better game soon, I swear. But next week we'll probably have more Baldur's Gate, more Persona. I'm going to try to get through it as fast as I can. I love you guys, though. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching me go Joker mode. Thank you for watching my Jokerfication. I do appreciate it. Giving a wooga booga to Zyros. And yeah, I don't know. Take care of you guys. Take care of yourselves. I won't see you till Monday, so be nice to yourselves. If you're not nice to yourselves, I'll hunt you down for sport. So be nice to yourselves. Yeah, love you guys. See you later. I am tired, so I'm gonna go to sleep. Probably. Bye.